can't recall the last time I drove a Lamborghini and found it wanting a bit more power. At the same time, I can't recall the last time I drove one of those and thought that's way too much power for a car. And that's what brings us to this car, the Urus Performante. Now, the Performante badge, of course, is something Lamborghini slaps on to their existing production cars every time someone wakes up and realizes they can make it more shredded, lighter, more aggressive, and just generally faster. The changes to this car compared to the standard are predominantly dealing with its aerodynamism, weight reduction, and of course just tuning up the performance a little bit to make it a little more optimized for not just linear speed, but actually, going around the bends, because this is the closest thing you will get to a rally Lamborghini, which is why we're at this setting with the Urus Performante kicking up a whole wall of dust. That's not really the standard setting that you find Lamborghinis in, and that's what makes this car that much more special. It's go anywhere capabilities, but with an actual thoroughbred supercar threatening to constantly burst out of and just tear out of these SUV skin, the thin layer of SUV skin that's covering this. Of course, before going into just how good this car is, we need to go down history lane to talk about just what a monumental success the Urus has been for the brand. So here are a few facts about the standard Urus, in case you didn't already know. One, it's changed the fortunes of Lamborghini considerably. As soon as it launched, it just stays so resolutely planted. A lesser known fact, or probably well known in case you're an enthusiast, is that the car I'm currently driving actually holds the record for production SUVs at Pikes Peak. The Performante's key changes arrive in the form of coil spring suspension, replacing the cushier air springs on the standard Urus. Some weight-reducing bits of carbon fiber and a new anti-roll bar that makes this car blissfully forget the laws of physics every time it sees a corner. You're still seated pretty high, and this bodes particularly well when you're operating a Lamborghini on Indian roads, even though you are sitting 20mm lower now. But it's not the driving position, but the sharper steering and throttle response time that becomes immediately apparent the second you find yourself on an open stretch on said roads. The snappy throttle response is clearly calibrated for performance and can come at the detriment of the rear seat passenger, who needs to fortify their stomach for a hassle-free backseat experience. Titanium exhaust and titanium bolts on the wheels and a few other weight-saving measures helps shave off 47 kilograms. But you can go for a carbon fiber composite roof as an optional extra should you wish to stay within the 2-ton mark. The Urus Performante also gets a wider track, and this allows it to blend the lines between supercar and SUV even further. Those big 325 by 35 section tires, specially developed by Pirelli, allow you to throw this behemoth around with total abandon, eliminating the slightest hint of body roll and punching forward at warp speed. Even the new rear spoiler generates 38% more downforce. So this is pretty much the most planted the Urus has ever been.
It'll need to be, because the same turbochargers are now working more eagerly to develop boost and throw this front-engine beast into the horizon like a javelin. But it's not until you arrive at an off-road patch that the Performante truly comes into its element. The most noticeable change inside is that the chunky Tamburo drive controller now has one more driving mode you can shift into. Work your way below Strada, Sport, Corsa mode, and you will come to the rally mode. This essentially loosens the grip of the ESC and channels more power rearward through the Urus Performante's rear differential. And the result? A tail-happy 2-ton super SUV. As implausible as it sounds, the Performante manages to power slide out of corners, dare I say, with the alacrity of a hot rallying hatchback. The torque levels do remain the same, but there's more torque that feels accessible through a much wider power band now. Come out of a corner and you can instantly regain momentum without necessitating a downshift. There's a large reservoir of torque, and in rally mode, that allows the Performante to waft over gravelly surfaces, sweep across a long curve in fifth, or exit a tight one in second. The Performante's endless reserve of torque can always be counted on to snap the Urus back in place. In rally mode, the car allows you to be a bit more playful, given a wide enough berth on a closed racetrack. But it's not uncontrollably so. ESC threshold is pushed back, but turn it off and the Urus immediately shows you who has constantly been in charge this whole time. Lamborghini, as we know it, is about to change. Its next offering will be a V12 hybrid replacement for the Aventador, followed by a hybridized version of the Urus. The Performante then isn't just about faster lap times and crisper acceleration, it's about maximizing the potential of the Urus as we know it, before the sun permanently sets on pure petrol performance cars. And as far as swan songs go, one infused with the notes of an Acropovic exhaust seems just about right.